Didn't realize that I'm muted. Hello. Hi. Didn't realize that I was muted all along. Anyway, hello. It is I, your Armored VTuber, Ryu Shinden, and welcome again to yet another stream. It is Wednesday, uh, Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Wednesday. Actually around 2:30. But here, I am. It's already 2:30 in the morning. Yes, I am actually streaming in the middle of the night. Usually in the morning because apparently that is the only time that I can actually stream decent in terms of like bitrate speeds, upload speeds, and whatnot. I discovered that that is literally the only time that I can stream is actually in the morning, very early morning. Now the thing is, I don't really mind because I actually just finished work a couple of hours earlier. Literally finished my work because I do have a day job, and I actually do stream after that. After a couple of hours, rest up, think about some stuff to talk about, and whatnot. Literally after that, I would actually stream. Now, I'm actually sorry that I wasn't able to stream last Monday. Because I had some adulting things to do, a lot of adulting things that basically ate up my time, and I was like really exhausted after that. It's like I can't do this. I need to be 100% whenever I stream, which is something that I wanted to maintain. I wanted to make sure that whenever I stream, I'm always 100%. I don't want it. I don't really want it to like go into a stream that I'm not 100% and I kind of half-ass it. Although I know I know a lot of streamers, especially VTubers out there that would stream even though they don't really feel that well or whatnot. And I do respect that. I actually definitely do respect that. I was even inspired by some of them to actually like, stream even though your body is aching and you're ailing and whatnot. If you want to stream, just go ahead and stream. And I actually definitely respect those. But for me, personally, what I wanted to do is to make sure that I am 100% whenever I actually stream. Because that's where I will give my all, in my tip-top condition. I don't want to run on like fumes, or I don't want to basically half-ass anything in regards to streaming. I do half-ass a lot of things already, and streaming is something that I think that I don't want it to half-ass, you know So that's why I wanted to make sure that I am 100% always whenever I decided to stream, or before I decide to stream. I'm on top condition. I know that I can stream for extended amount of hours, even though it's like 3 to 4 hours every time. I wanted to make sure that I am on top condition whenever I stream. So that's why I decided not to stream last time. Because there's just so many things to do and so many chores to complete. As an adult, you have to do a lot of things, and can't be helped. And by the time that I was finished, I was already spent, really spent. So that's why I decided to not stream for the meantime and wait for me to recover a bit. And yeah, here we are. So there's that. Um, anyway, just give me a minute here. Let me just check something. Give me a few seconds, rather. So anyway, um, shout out first to Kogasaga Sagasa for following. Thank you so much for the follows. And for those of you that are watching right now, if you just wanted to lurk and check out my stream, that's perfectly fine. But if you like, you can go ahead and click on the follow button below so you'll be notified whenever I'm live. And also, you'll find in the link below, I do have a Twitter account where I post rather frequently. And we're gonna actually talk about that later in detail. We're gonna talk about that later because I have a lot of things to talk about later about Twitter and basically my experiences being a VTuber for a while now, or a week now technically. But as I said, I do have a Twitter. You can go ahead and click on the link below my Twitter account. You can go ahead and give me a follow if you like, so you'll be notified whenever I stream like this. I just posted on my Twitter account before I stream. So, and anything that I wanted to say, particularly, well, not really bad things, you know, or things that would cause drama or whatnot. Just things that are positive. Just positive things. Because I've seen, and let me tell you, I've seen a lot these past few days, and I have a lot of things to talk about, and the things and that I've seen and experiences that I experienced so far being a first-time VTuber. So far, my impressions and the things that I observed while taking this a little bit more serious. You know. So anyway, as I mentioned, you can go ahead and check my Twitter. You can give me a follow. And actually, another announcement. This is actually a rather big announcement. I'm not really sure. Well, not really big, but an important one nonetheless. I will be starting to post content on my YouTube channel. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. Now, you do notice that I do have a link on the bottom of a YouTube channel. Now, that is my VOD channel where I upload my VODs at least after 24 hours after I stream. I just wanted to have a way to archive my stream because see, Twitch doesn't really keep VODs after 14 days, at least for non-affiliate streamers like me. They don't really keep VODs for that long. So I created a YouTube channel specifically meant for archiving my VODs in an extended amount of time, so that if ever someone would like to watch it and it's not available on Twitch, they'll be able to watch it and catch up on the stream if you like. And also, that is technically also my backup in case that I wasn't able to download a VOD of my stream on Twitch for some reason, because let me tell you, I do forget things. I definitely do forget things here and there. So just in case that I forget it, I'll be able to have something that can be retrieved if ever I needed the VOD itself for editing clips or content and whatnot. For my main YouTube channel, which I will be launching probably on the next week. I just needed to make sure that I have some content there because I wanted to have some content there already for you to watch from my previous streams, like clips and whatnot. and I wanted to make sure that you will be able to at least watch something uh, even before I launch, or rather, actually relaunch my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel has been there for quite a while now, but I haven't really posted anything for years now. I actually do have a very 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 old video right there. But that's so old now, and I haven't been able to upload anything since. So it's kind of a relaunch in my YouTube channel, and I wanted to make sure that new content will be there by the time that I relaunch my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to watch something. And another thing about the YouTube channel is, besides clips from my streams, I may be uploading some videos there that is out of streams, just things that I recorded here and there on my own offline or off stream. So besides content from streams, I'll be also posting content there as their own, like just you know, the traditional YouTube video and whatnot, where I record it offline and edit it off stream, or record it off screen rather and edit it, offline. There will be those types of videos on that YouTube channel as well. Um, so I can tell you that you can technically search for that YouTube channel already. It's already up. It's not something that I already that I hidden. It's actually on YouTube already. It's on live on YouTube. It's just that it doesn't really have any new videos or new content in the meantime. You can technically search my name there, Ryu Shinden, and it should come up. Although, what you will get are like a couple of old videos. So just a heads up, if you wanted to actually search for my YouTube channel, it is live, but it's just that it doesn't really have any recent video. So I want to relaunch it and make sure that there's content there first before I actually relaunch it as an official YouTube channel for this Twitch stream, and also for my brand and whatnot. Okay, that's basically that for the YouTube channel. That will be launching on the next stream. So anyway, along with that, I'm also working on creating a Discord channel. For getting together, chatting together off stream and whatnot. Even if I'm not streaming, I'll frequent there because I do frequent Discord, especially the fact that I'm also running D&D games on Discord. I actually use Discord a lot. So more often than not, if you actually wanted to talk to me or hit me a message or drop me a message, more likely than not, I will actually respond on Discord than anywhere else. And the thing is, I am now setting a Discord server for the channel. That will launch hopefully next week. Hopefully. I'm just ironing out things with the channels that we have there and whatnot. I'm still ironing out things. I'm still setting up things. So whenever I launch it, it will be ready. And yeah, I'll be hopefully be able to launch it next week for the Discord channel. And I'll be posting the link on the chat. I'll be posting the link on the thingamajig on the bottom here on the stream, so you'll be able to join. And I was actually thinking, in terms of like Discord, I was actually thinking of like putting in or creating a special role for like let's say let's say 100, the first 100 braves that will be able to join the Discord channel. That will have like a special, you know, first brave or something. I don't know. I'm still working on it, but maybe we can make like a first brave role for the Discord channel for the, let's say, for the first 100 people that join the Discord channel. They will have a special role that will be that they can get on the Discord channel itself. So that'll be great. That'll be good. So yeah, just look out. Just keep an eye out on my Twitter. So you'll have more updates about that with the Discord and whatnot. And I'll be definitely posting something about it. So anyway, what else? Just checking here. I know. Since we have a new follow, just give me 1 second. Let me officially trigger the alert. You know, because they followed while I was offline. So here we go. Thank you, Kogasaga Sagasa, for the follow. All right. Anyway, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry if I'm offline while you did that, but nonetheless, thank you for the follow. And again, if you're just lurking on the channel, checking me out, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to chat. You don't have to, be active. If you're just passing by, that's perfectly fine. But I would also appreciate if you click on the follow here, follow button in the bottom, so you'll get like a notification whenever I get live. Because I do stream at very weird hours, both here where I am and overseas. So just make sure, if you like, you can go ahead and give me a follow. Actually, let me check on something because it seems like my timers are not working. Let me see if this works. Yeah, that works. Okay. That's so weird. I'm pretty sure I put in some timers here. And chatbots should be posting the Twitter. Uh, Chatbots should be posting the Twitter link on the chat. But, I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, yeah, we'll check on that. I'll check on that later. But anyway, how are you guys? How's your week? Well, we're in the middle of the week, so how's your week so far? Good, bad, just okay? You can go ahead and post it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Well, for me, it was okay. It was fine. As I mentioned last time, as I mentioned earlier, I did a lot of adulting last time. It ate up so much of my time that I'm just exhausted. I'm just plopped on the bed and just slept. I just slept like a baby for like, how long did I sleep? Around 12 hours. I think around 12 hours. And the thing is, it is actually rare for me to actually be able to sleep around 12 hours because most of the time I'm usually be able to sleep around maybe 4 to 6 hours. 6 hours is very generous for me. 6 hours is like uh, something that I'm giving to myself as a bonus. I usually sleep around like 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, because I have to do a lot of things before I go to sleep. I usually do my biking. I usually do some light workouts, some light workout routines. Not so heavy. I do have to do a lot of adulting stuff outside of work. Uh, and after that, I don't really sleep right away. Not because of insomnia, but you know, I just needed to like wind myself down. You know what I mean? Whenever you try to like before you sleep, you technically just wind down and like think of it as like an engine. You cool yourself down after like a long ride, and that's basically what I'm doing. I don't really sleep right away before sleep time. I don't really sleep right away. I kind of sort of like wind down my body, shutting it down slowly, cooling down the engine per se. I usually do that for like an hour and a half. And what I usually do is like you watch YouTube videos, watch streamers that I like and whatnot if they're online. And usually, on the middle of in the middle of that, I'll just go ahead and sleep, and I never realized that I'm already asleep, something like that. But I don't really usually sleep right away. So there's like an hour and a half of me trying to sleep that would already like take away from my sleep time. So that's why I mentioned earlier I technically only be able to sleep for around 4 to 5 hours. 6 hours is super generous for me. Last time I was able to sleep for like 12 hours because I really need the sleep. I really need all of the sleep that I can get because I know that I'll be a little bit more busy in the next few days because uh, I decided to, put a little bit more effort into this. Now that I'm trying to, establish myself as a VTuber, as a streamer in general, as a content creator, I realized that I need to allocate much more time in this. And I need all of the rest and relaxation that I can muster. So, whenever I do the days that I have to do some crunch time or have to expend much more energy for like content creation or editing or interacting with people in the audience and coming up with next content and whatnot, cool content to make, uh, finding out games that we can play, uh, which there will be a lot coming up. I'll be discussing that later a bit if we can. There will be a lot of things that I plan to actually do on stream in the next coming weeks. So all of those, I realized that I would need to provide a little bit more energy and time onto those things as much as I can muster. So that's why on rest days, I needed to make sure that I am resting up as much as I can. Although, you know, life and adulting happens, there will be a lot of like things that that is out of my control when it comes to my adulting, I wanted to make sure that I have at least enough rest that I can spare, enough hours that I can spare for rest and relaxation, so that whenever I do things like this, I'll be on my top condition. Because as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to stream unless I'm like 100% in terms of my body and mind and my soul. Because I believe that you have to be on top condition whenever you're trying to do things and trying to like expend more energy than you usually uh, expend on things that you wanted to be like, you wanted to improve or develop or blossom, like what I'm doing right now. Because you see, I realized that even though I'm trying to do this like a hobby, it's more of like a hobby for me. I don't. It's not that I'm not taking it seriously, but in the meantime, at least, this is a hobby for me. This is something that I just do on the side. But I wanted to at least make sure that I'll be able to do this properly. You know, which is kind of the thing that I wanted to discuss today, which is my experiences with being a first-time VTuber. And actually, if you are a VTuber and watching this right now, I would highly suggest to participate in the discussion. Post your thoughts on the chat. Especially if you are a VTuber that has like an extended experience when it comes to VTubing in general, I would actually really love it if you can, you know, post your experiences in the chat, because other people will be able to see your experiences too, as you know, as a VTuber. If you have like an extended experience, especially, that would be great if you'll be able to, you know, share your experiences with chat as well. Share it with me, share it with others. Because so far, being a first time VTuber in general, in just the first week, I have seen a lot of things and I have experienced a lot of things. And what's funny about it is I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. whatever I whatever things that I experience are just like, I'm on the tip of the iceberg. I haven't even went further down yet to the rabbit hole that is called VTubing and VTuber in general. I feel like I haven't really even delved in yet, but yet I already like experienced so many things and noticed so many things about this community in general, both good and bad actually. Both good and bad. Unfortunately, there is some bad experiences that I experienced so far with VTubers, and I just hope that this is just an isolated case. I just hope that whatever bad experiences that I noticed so far, or bad things that I experienced so far, is just isolated cases. I hope, but I also did experience some good experience. As a matter of fact, some of them are just happened hours ago. Uh, so basically, I there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to like my experiences so far as being a first time VTuber, and how was it on its perspective of someone who is literally new to this. Let me tell you, I am literally new. Okay, so just to explain, I am not new when it comes to the concept of VTubers. Okay, I've been watching VTubers for quite a while now, and as a matter of fact, it is actually VTubers that inspired me to be a VTuber myself. You know, it is not something that I'm alien. It's not a concept that I'm, you know, alien or alienated as VTubers and VTubing is a concept that I've already known for quite a while. As a matter of fact, my first VTuber was Kizuna Ai. She literally, even way, 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 way back, introduced me to the concept of VTubing in general. But back then, uh, and I think for a lot of people back then, VTubing is a very, very new concept that is very niche, very new, and some people very weird. But it's something that nobody piqued my interest even way, way back. But it's not until like a couple of years ago that I actually started uh, getting into the concept of VTubing in a deeper detail or a deeper manner. Especially due to the fact that the VTubers in the last couple of years are like already booming, and it's like already a phenomenon, even way way even a couple of years ago. Um, but my experience with VTubing goes all the way back to even the first VTuber. Well, I'm not really sure if Kizuna Ai was the first VTuber. Feel free to correct me in the chat, but or in the comments. But for me, the very first concept of VTubing and VTubers, the one that introduced me to that is Kizuna Ai. And uh, I remember her. I remember the very first video that I watched of her is a video of her lip syncing to Backstreet Boys, uh, to a Backstreet Boys song. Because the whole thing about that video, I'm gonna actually show the video maybe somewhere here around here, or maybe later. But the whole concept of the video, what's funny about it is actually a meme that came, or it's actually a video that came from my country, the Philippines. And apparently Kizuna Ai actually did like a version of that, that actually introduced me to her. And that's the first time that I was introduced by the concept of VTubing and VTubers, which is even back then I'm already fascinated because you're essentially role playing as a character, which is something that I'm already really into with tabletop RPGs even way back. So VTubing for me and VTubers for me is not something that I'm new with. I've already known the concept of VTubing even way way back. But being a VTuber myself is something that I only just started like a couple of weeks ago, a month ago actually. From what I remember, I started August 12th, and it's already like September 21st, so it's technically already my first month. I have been VTubing for almost a month, or well, more than a month actually. Not just a week, but a month. But I feel like I have started to do this a little bit more seriously a week ago. That I decided to be like, maybe I should do this a little bit more seriously. So VTubing and being a VTuber myself, it has been a week since I took it a little bit more seriously, and I have noticed things. Especially first, the first thing that I noticed is how VTubers have this circle. I can't really explain it. Um, I don't know. I cannot really explain it that properly. Well, not really properly, but I cannot really explain it in a way that is easily understandable. But one of the things that I noticed is how, I guess, tight knit the VTuber community is. In terms of like the content of VTubers and VTubing just circle around either VTubers, around themselves, or to each other. This is actually especially the case with us as smaller VTubers. It seems like that the content and the engagement and the engagement. It seems like those things are just circling around this community. And from what I noticed, the only way or the only point that engagement, communication, and even content is is able to get out of that like circle, which is the VTuber circle. The only time that they will be able to get out is if you are a big enough VTuber with a large enough with a large enough audience. And this is the first time that I actually have this concept. I don't know. I'm just a boomer. I may be a boomer because again, I only really started using Twitter for an extended amount of time. I only recently just did that. Using Twitter for an extended amount of time, a little bit more seriously than just being or just having a Twitter account. But what I noticed is the VTuber community, they circle around their content, their engagement, their communications amongst themselves, amongst ourselves. Now, well, I guess I can also, you know, include myself because I am a VTuber now. Yes. So engagement and content in VTubing is just circling around this space or this circle of VTubers. And the only way that content is able to get out is if you are a big enough content creator or VTuber in general that has a big enough audience of non-VTubers. That's the only point that your content and your engagement will be able to get out. But I guess what I noticed if you are a smaller streamer or a smaller content creator, a smaller VTuber, your content just circles around other VTubers. Which is because of that observation, I decided to, well, not really decided. I'm still apprehensive about it because I think it also helps, but I also think that I'm maybe breaking some rules, or maybe breaking some conventions, or even shooting myself in the foot if I do this. But I kinda wanted to decide to not use hashtags like hashtag VTuber, hashtag VTuber uprising, VTuber EN, VTuber PH. I kinda don't want, well, not really don't want, but minimize the use of those hashtags because it seems like what's happening is whenever I use those hashtags, I think my content, my stream, my content, my videos, whatever I'm posting, especially on Twitter, are just circling around the same community, which are also VTubers, and not actual, are not and not actual audiences that are not VTubers but enjoy VTubers, which is, the audience that you wanted to reach out and you wanted to have. And hey, hello Static. Hashtag Daddy Rider. Stop it. I'm gonna ban you. Hello. Hello, welcome to the stream. How's your week? How's the middle of the week? Is it good? Is it bad? But anyway, welcome Static, and thank you for watching. Even though it's in the middle of the night, not really sure why you're still up. But yeah, anyway, going back. As I mentioned earlier, I am kind of thinking, I'm not really sure, but I'm kind of thinking of minimizing the use of hashtags, the usual hashtag VTuber, VTuber PH, VTuber EN, what else? VTuber support, all of those. I know that I might be shooting myself in the foot. I know that I might be screwing up my chances of like increasing my potential audience and such. I may be screwing myself up or setting myself up to failure, but I'm starting to think that I might not use those hashtags because I feel like if I use those hashtags, my content would only be circling to the same types of people and the same types of audience, which is I'm not even sure if they will be able to watch my content or able to watch my content or like to watch my content because they like me or because they wanted to, to put it lightly, let's say piggyback. I don't want to use harsh words, but to piggyback on, the potential of getting more audience through me or whatnot. I'm not saying that I'm a big content creator. Don't piggyback on me because I am a big content creator. I'm not that. I'm just saying that I don't want my content to be circling around the same community that I'm not even sure that they'll be watching me because they like my content, like whatever I do, versus and they just engaging because they wanted something back. Exhausting but pretty eyed. Shh, don't tell Marina I'm awake. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her right now. She's not online. I think she's not online. But I'm gonna PM her. If you're staying up this late, this is gonna be mad. Wait, no, wait. She's not online right now. Luckily, she's not online right now. Well, I'm not really telling you to sleep. I'm just asking you why you're still awake. Good. Keep the fish in the dark. He's a she's a deep diver. But anyway, going back, yeah, that's one of the things that I noticed. My initial observations, one of my initial observations, now that I'm trying to like be consistent about this VTubing stuff for quite a while now, and be a little bit more observant on what I notice about this pretty much new community that I am joining, and pretty much something that I'm very, very new. So I'm awake because sleep is for the weak. So I'm a very, very weak individual because I love sleep. I love sleeping. If that's the case, then I am a very, very weak person because I love sleep. I wanted to sleep as much as I can, as much as I want, actually. I miss sleeping. Well, I did it. I did it recently, but I miss sleeping like 12, 13 hours without worrying about anything. I actually miss those times wherein, you know those times that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about anything about the next day, and you'll be able to sleep because of that. Like sleep into a very, very deep sleep because that uh you know that you won't be worrying about anything. Because you see, my main problem is when it comes to sleeping. My problem is I love to sleep, but I love sleeping on times that I don't have to worry about anything at all the next day. Because most of the time, my sleep is interrupted because my brain keeps on thinking the things that I need to do the next day. That I need to wake up at this specific time uh, because I would need to do this specific thing at this specific time the next day or the day, well, whenever time I needed to wake up. Whether it's like waking up, uh, sleeping at night, waking up in the morning or afternoon, or sleeping at the afternoon, waking up at night. So, those things. I miss the times that I was able to sleep without worrying about anything at all. Like, absolutely anything. And I can just go ahead and sleep all the way. And I will just wake up on my own terms. you know, at my own volition, my own terms. Without worrying about anything else. I'll just sleep and wake up whatever I want. And yeah, high school life, baby. Yeah, I miss high school because I was also exactly that during high school. I was sleeping for like 13, 14 hours at a time when I was in high school because I don't have to worry about anything, especially Fridays. Uh, during the time during my time as a wee little lad, a high school boy, a kokose, a danshi kokose in Japanese. Uh, I remember. I remember I was going to school back then around afternoon, then evening. Our school days are like from afternoon till evening. I was getting to school for like uh, 10 or 11 a.m. and school starts at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. whatever. And we're getting out of like 6 or 7. And whenever it's Friday, I would just like sleep all the way. I mean, I'm gonna get on around 7, maybe 8. Really depends. And there's like after school thing or whatnot, which I do some after school things like clubs and whatnot. I am a member of some clubs. Um, so I get back home. I get to home around 7 or 8 p.m. Uh, after watching some anime, and God, I miss some anime in the evenings. I'm gonna talk about that on one of the streams, one of the future streams. But anyway, after I watch anime evening, I go ahead and sleep around 8:30, 9 a.m. Whenever it's a Friday, I would wake up in like 3 p.m. the next day. I would sleep like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. on a Friday, I would wake up on a Saturday around 3, 4 p.m. because I don't have to do anything on Sundays. I don't do anything at all on Sundays. Sundays is like free time for me to do whatever the hell I want. So that's why what I do. I'm sorry, Saturdays. I mean, Saturdays is something that I don't have to do anything at all. Just anything at all. Uh, so I wake up around 3 to 4 p.m. Saturday. I sleep around 9 to 10 p.m. Friday and wake 3 to 4 p.m. the next day. And I miss those times. I miss those times wherein you can just sleep all you want because you know the next day you won't be doing anything. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to wake in a specific time to do something because you don't have to do anything. And well, nowadays, you're an adult. I am an adult now, and whenever I sleep, I have to wake in a specific time, even on day offs, because at this specific time, I need to do something. And because of that, I need to cut my sleep short. I don't get to enjoy sleep anymore as freely as I can before. So that's why I miss those times. I miss especially elementary times, high school times, wherein you can just sleep all you want. Fridays and Mondays are for me, because your boy ain't got classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well. Well, good for you. Good for you, Static. Good. Fridays and Mondays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so you're off. So you don't have like the typical like weekends off nowadays. It's been a while. High school life right now is so different from way back then. I am such a boomer. Nope, I still have weekends. Oh, okay. So you still have weekends off, and then you don't have classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I guess high school now works differently. You only have 3 days of class. I wish I had that type of class schedule back then. I wish I had that. I guess it's different now, right? Well, that now it's like 8 to 12 instead of like the usual typical 4 years high school. To be fair, it's because I'm in senior year, so my subjects have been sliced in half. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think high school subjects right now works differently. I guess. That and I chose general academics, so I have even less subjects. Did you min-max that as well? Did you min-max your subjects in school? So you won't get to have like longer schedules? You motherfucker. You motherfucker. You min-max your laziness as well. You min-max the hell out of your school so you won't have to go to school the most. Min-maxing school, man. Imagine. You're such a min-maxer that you min-max school as well? I wish I can do that. I wish I can do that. I leave like 2 hours earlier than all. What the hell? I wish I can do that because you see in high school. Okay, let me tell you about me circa, let's say circa 2000 to 2004 or 5 or 6 ish. Okay, back then school was very different. High school back then works like elementary school. You get in, you get all of your subjects, you have weekends off, you have 5 days for a week to get into school for like, let's say 6 or 7 hours, and then you get out of school. That's how it works before, you don't have to choose your classes, you don't have to choose your subjects. Your subjects are your subjects, period. So that's why what we do is whenever there are subjects that we don't like, we just don't get into those subjects. I don't encourage this, okay? I don't encourage cutting classes. I don't encourage not going to school, right? But this is me back then. This is Ryu Shinden high school days, okay? This is not me anymore. Don't actually do this if you're attending school, okay? But back then, when I was in high school, many years ago, we do have like a full set of subjects. Like you don't get to choose the subjects that you wanted to have. You just get them. Like, let's say, um, let's say, let's just say that every day of the week you get the same subject. Period. You don't get to choose. You don't get to like pick and choose which subjects you like uh, to take. You just get to pick and choose the subjects that you wanted to excel on or you wanted to focus on. For example, I suck at math. I suck at math so much that there's not 1 year of my high school my high school years that I even passed that subject. And you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care because I don't like math subject. I just don't like them. It's just something that you see. The subjects that I really love are computer class, English, literature, of course. I do like Filipino. I do like Filipino as well. Linguistics. I definitely love social studies, especially history. And that's basically where I basically learn how to, world build and write, historical data. And what else did I love? I love home economics as well. What our version, the boys' version of home economics, were in instead of making dresses, you like do electrical, carve out wood, make wooden chairs and whatnot. I love those because you have to do something with your hands. I love those, but I hate math. Don't worry, I've got all the class cutting out of my system the previous years. Yeah, there will be like a point. There will be basically like a point where you say, I don't want to cut classes anymore. It's not working for me anymore. And I reached that on the 4th year of my high school. Uh, Discarding barkada, may kudigo na sharing pa. Mamandurugas. Mamandaraya. I don't get to do that because okay, believe it or not, and I'm not bragging or anything. No, I'm not bragging or anything. I had been on the star section ever since elementary. Because of my crippling fear of my parents beating my ass up if I go down lower than a star section. So I don't really get to like do cheating in tests because I'm in the star section and pretty much I am someone that, but I'm not really like a genius or anything. As a matter of fact, there are like an archetype in my school before that are literally geniuses that basically overachievers is what I call them. I don't consider myself as like genius or anything, but I do proud myself on being in a star section ever since elementary. And the sole reason why is I have a crippling fear of my parents beating me up if I go to a section lower than the star section. The concept of a star section no longer exists in my high school. All sections are bad as the other. Well, yeah, actually, I realized that on my around my last years in high school that I realized that star sections, they're just like concept that was created by like tradition, because all of us are like idiots. Even if there is a group of us like boys that are just like basically idiots, but for some reason we are in a star section. For some reason we are in a star section, but there's like they're like the like my friends in high school, around the third or fourth year in high school, around the third and the fourth year of high school, I have this group of friends. We're basically like the idiots in a star section. We are like the jokers and whatnot, and we are the epitome of the questionable decisions made by our school to put us on a star section, and how they gauge someone and how they determine someone to be in a star section, because we are idiots all throughout. And I guess it's like we're being overshadowed by like we are in a star section, so we're basically being overshadowed by the overachievers, the ones that are uh, really have high grades and whatnot. So we're basically just there because we're not even sure why we are in a star section. Now I actually have like a concrete reason at least on why am I a star section, because I don't want to be in a lower section, because that uh, my my folks would question me why you are not in a star section. I don't know. We were supposed to be in a star section, but yeah, nah, that went away the moment we started an all-out brawl in the second week. I've never involved. I remember I've never even involved in any brawls. Maybe because I tried to distance myself. But brawls is something that is very usual, even way back in my school days. They are very usual. Uh, but yeah, it's. I think there are so many differences between back then and between now when it comes to high school. Pati sapatos lumilipad ang put. Now, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I mentioned earlier that I haven't really been involved myself into brawls, but I did witness ones. And a lot of them involves stabbing. Let's just say that, for a lack of a better term. To put it simply or put it lightly, a lot of them actually involve stabbing. And I mean stabbing. I have seen someone stabbed. Um, Not one of my friends, but my one of the students in the same school. They're in a different section. I did someone see someone that literally stabbed. It was brutal back then. I'm not really sure how is high school now when it comes to brawls and whatnot. But during my time, it was brutal. It was like all out, like stabbing or throwing rocks or just straight up violence. And luckily, I was able to distance myself to that because I'm not the type of person who wants violence. I just wanted to be in school, man. Just wanted to be in school. Just wanted to learn. Now we don't do stabbings. We just pick up old discarded light bulbs for some reason, and like it's those long hallway bulbs, like fluorescent lamps. I've also seen someone. I've also seen someone literally like smashed someone with a light bulb, with a fluorescent lamp actually on their head. I got hit with once over my head, and the once took me ages to get out of my hair. Yeah, it was so it's brutal. When I did see someone actually was literally hit by a fluorescent bulb on their head, and yeah, besides the stabbing, I did see someone actually like crash because you see, okay, let me tell you one of the things that we do. One of the things that we do in high school back then, I was like third year back then. I think I was like second or third year back then. But one of the things that we do with home economics, the boys version that is, the boys version of home economics, the one of the projects that we did is, um, I'm not really sure if I will be able to explain it very properly, but there is this one project that we do which involves light fluorescent lamps. Now, what we do with fluorescent lamps is we take out the gas inside the light bulb or the fluorescent lamp by smashing one of the terminals on the side of the lamp. You know those terminals where in the ones that actually attach to the thingy on your wall for the fluorescent lamp. Um, there are terminals on both ends, and what we do is we take a screwdriver and we smash it or we puncture it so that the gas comes out. Because what we're trying to do is to actually put in Christmas lights inside the fluorescent lamp. The fluorescent lamp serves as like a tube for the Christmas lights to go in. That's our purpose. So what we do is we puncture one of the terminals so that the gas would come out. Alright? Now next, what we do next is to remove that terminal and put sand inside the fluorescent lamp that doesn't have gas anymore. And don't breathe the gas. It's very dangerous to breathe the gas. I have one of my classmates literally put in the hospital because his dumbass tried to breathe the gas inside the light bulb, inside the fluorescent lamp. So don't do that. That's a dumb move. I have seen someone being hospitalized because of that. But anyway, I from what I remember, what we do is we put in sand inside the tube because you still have this like white paint. We still have this white paint on the tube, so we have to take them out and make the tube clear. Make a clear tube out of the fluorescent lamp that has like a white paint inside. So what we do is we put in sand and water, from what I remember, and we swish it around until we can get out that white paint inside the tube. So what you will get is like a clear tube, like a long clear glass tube. That's it. And what we do is we wire ourselves. Get you? We don't buy the Christmas lights. We wire it ourselves. What we do is we purchase a wire, and we purchase several, and I mean several light bulbs. That's where I actually that's actually the way that I learned like basic, making circuits and whatnot. Is we purchase wires and we purchase the light bulbs. We don't use the pre-packaged, the pre-made light Christmas lights. We actually make the Christmas lights ourselves. So what we do is we do them and we put them inside the clear fluorescent tube and close up using the terminal that we just took out. Close up the tube. Make sure that there's a hole for the socket to go through from the Christmas lights to the socket, and then voila, you have a decoration from fluorescent light bulbs. And I did see someone actually smash someone else on their head with an untreated fluorescent lamp. so so it was brutal. I think that person had got like 12 or 13 stitches on their head because of that. And from what I remember, the whole reason why is because of a girl. Because of a girl. From what I remember, not really sure. If my memory serves right, it's all about a girl or something that caused it. I didn't really even bother knowing the reason because I'm just a witness, but I just overheard. But from what I remember, it's like a girl or something. Mate, you tell me to beep out that thing, I do it for the right price. I'm just that stupid. I mean, there's price involved, so why not? Now there's money involved. But don't be a dumbass. Don't breathe that. Don't breathe that stuff. Dangerous. But yeah, the good old days of high school. Maybe I would actually get into that into more detail. Maybe in the next streams we'll get into that in more detail. Just nostalgic stories about the good old days. The early 2000s. Because the early 2000s, I tell you, it's special. It is actually special. At least for me. The times that are basically special for me are like 97 to 99, and then 2000 to 2009 or 10. Those are like a lot of things that I experienced during those times are really unique or special, both in good and bad ways. And it's actually a very good thing to discuss in the next few streams. So anyway, where was I? Where was I earlier? Okay. Going back to the main topic, we have gone to a huge tangent on this. So again, one of the things that I noticed about me being a VTuber for a week now, or technically a month now, because technically I started around August 12th, and it's now what, September 21st. One of the things that I noticed about VTubers and VTubing in general is how tightly knit the community is, to the point that your content will just circle around. Your content will just circle around the same audience, I guess. But the thing is, those same audience are also streamers as well, that are also circling around their content on the same audience as well. So one of the things that I'm thinking about not doing anymore is to use hashtags, especially hashtag VTuber, hashtag VTuber uprising and whatnot. And again, I might be doing this wrong. I might be shooting myself in the foot or screwing myself over and just basically setting myself up to failure. But I'm thinking about like minimizing the use of those hashtags on a personal, like this is like a personal decision. But I might not. I mean, I might change my mind a little bit later and realize that I might have to do those things after all. It's just that I wanted to make sure that my content, my whatever I'm doing right now, whether I'm streaming, whether I'm making content, I'm making videos and whatnot. I wanted to make sure that it will reach a maximum audience as much as possible, but it will not linger around the same set or in the same. Let's think of this as a pond, you know. I throw something on the pond and it stays on the pond and it swirls around the pond. What I wanted to do is to throw it on the ocean, not on a pond that will just circle around on the same spot. I wanted to have my content be thrown out to the ocean, to the vast ocean, and make sure that a lot of people, whether they're VTubers or not, will be able to see and watch and enjoy my content. I don't want it to swirl around the same pond, the same set, the same circle, the same set of people, or the same kind of people, or the same kind of audience that that to see my content, especially if they wanted to do is just see my content because they wanted to get something out of me, you know. And also, that might be also the reason why I might not do collabs. I think, I guess this is a controversial take. This might be a controversial take, a very, very controversial take from me, especially from me that is pretty much new and probably doesn't know what they're talking about or doesn't have any that much experience. How dare I, you know? This might be a very, very controversial take for someone like me that is not that experienced with VTubing or maybe streaming in general. But I might not do collabs. Or maybe not do collabs in the meantime, at least. In the meantime. Oh, I wanted to collab when I stream. We'll get there, You know, we'll get there. It's just that don't take this the wrong way. Don't get me wrong. I would love to collab. If someone would actually ask me to collab with them, I would love it. I would love it. I would love to do so. But I wanted to collab on the sole purpose of making connections in terms of like friendships. And not because I wanted to like increase my audience. That's why I'm using you and your audience to, you know, increase mine or to get mine more exposure and whatnot. What I wanted to have are like genuine connections that, you know, friends. That we are collabing because we're friends, not because you wanted to get something out of me. I wanted to get something out of you in terms of like content and an audience. I wanted to have like a collaboration because we're friends, because we're buddies, and we wanted to have fun, you know, playing with each other or conversing with each other, doing things with you know, that are fun, and not because you wanted to get something out of me or I wanted to get something out of you. That's why I might not do collabs in the meantime, at least in the meantime. And I'm not into the idea of collabs in the meantime, nor I would ask others to do collabs with me. But don't get me wrong, I'm not totally closing my doors for others to ask me for collabs. I would be very, very happy and very open if you provided me an opportunity to collab with you. But I wanted to make sure that if we were collabing, we are collabing because we wanted to know each other and we wanted to have like a certain connection to each other, not because of content or audience or exposure and whatnot, but just, you know, be in the same community. We are in the same community. Maybe we have the same interest, and we can, you know, do fun things with each other. I'm just gonna give you more sucking. I'm gonna ban you, Static. I swear to God. I swear to God. No nudes. This is a clean stream, okay? Alright? You see, this is the reason why. This is the reason why I'm apprehensive in collabing. Especially with you. With you. Yeah, especially you. But yeah, again, this might be a very controversial take, and I would get a lot of hate for this. I can feel it right in my bones. I can feel it in my bones, in my heart and soul, that a lot of people, especially by the time that I post this as a clip probably, which I will do, a lot of people will hate me for this, but I don't want to collab in the meantime. I am not into the idea of collabs in the meantime. At least I will not approach anyone for a collab in the meantime myself. If there are some people that wanted to collab with me, I'll be very happy to do it. But I needed to make sure that you're collabing with me because you wanted to get to know me as a person better, or as a content creator better. And we're doing this because you find it fun to do things, not because you wanted to get something out of me, or I wanted to get something out of you. Because believe me, if we were to collab to each other, that will not be my intention at all. I wanted to collab to someone because I wanted to have fun. And maybe for those of you who are first timers like me that wanted to collab with someone, or think that collabing with other VTubers or other content creators or streamers is a great way to, grow your audience, you're actually right. You're actually correct. That's why this is a very controversial take for me, from me. This will be a take that would give me lots of hate tweets and hate emails because of how dumb of a statement that I'm saying right now. But I don't believe collabs is something that would work for me. At least in the meantime. In the future, I might change my mind, but not for me in the meantime. And collabs is something that for me personally is something that you should do to another content creator or a streamer, because you wanted to have fun with them by playing games or talking with each other, or doing something interesting, or making some content that you think or your collab mate think that is fun to make, or just getting to know each other as potential friends, buddies, but not because you're trying to get something out of them. And again, this might not work with everyone else, and this might something that a lot of people would disagree with, because it goes against the conventions of growing your audience, by networking and whatnot. But I don't believe in networking because of doing networking because of just using that person or that content creator for your own gain. I believe in networking of because you wanted to grow your community, or be in a community that you can grow with, or be in a community that has the same interest as you. I want to collab because it has become a quest for me and Null to monkey brain you, and we will do it. What do you mean monkey brain? I'm already monkey brained. I'll tell you what, I'm already monkey brained. You know what I mean? No, I don't know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. I mean, whatever. Hey, that's a no-no word. Just to let you know, that's a no-no word. So might not do it. Might not type that. Even on my stream. Just to let you know. That's a no-no word even on other streams. I know that's a that's what we call ourselves out of off stream or offline, but offline that will fly. But here, I would actually advise you to not do that because it's not for me. It's for you. So anyway, yeah, I did know that's also the thing that I that's the thing that I noticed as a first time VTuber. That's also one of the things that I noticed. Collapse. And my opinion on collapse. Another thing that I noticed, and this will be a little bit more serious. This actually will be a little bit more serious because okay, let me tell you a story that the thing that happened like hours earlier. Right, so I'm gonna put it on the title of my first stream. Gotcha. Okay, so wanted to get yourself banned? Be my guest. If you want to speedrun Twitch bans, be my guest. Oh, we can make it as a content if you want. But anyway, min-maxing Twitch bans. Gotta min-max everything. Anyway, this is something that I wanted to like share. This is something that just happened hours ago, and this is on a more serious note. Okay, well, not so serious. I don't want to be like super serious on stream. I want it to be lighthearted, but just to let you know, this will be a little bit more on a serious side. Just a little bit serious, just a little bit. Um, Earlier, hours ago, I've seen some rather um, some rather controversial tweets and tweet replies about certain people. I am not gonna name names or call them out or whatnot. I'm not gonna identify them for their privacy, and I don't think it's necessary for the story that I will tell. Something that for this something that I will tell that happened hours ago. Um, Basically, what happened is I did see some tweets and replies from some people on Twitter. What I could say is they are content creators too. They are content creators too, and just put, you know, one to one. I am a VTuber, and what I'm referring to are also all the content creators. So just it's your choice to put it together. Um, that I did see some content creators, sadly, seems to belittle or devalue or make fun of VTubers that uh, hasn't hasn't started their debut yet. And this is also something that I'm really, I'm just a boomer about it. The concept of debuts with VTubers, I'm such a boomer about it because even until now, I have been watching VTubers for quite a while, so I know the concept of a debut. But the thing about it is, the debuts that I watched so far, from all the times that I watched VTubers in general, the debuts that I've watched so far are debuts of bigger streamers, and they're trying to debut something whenever they either rebrand themselves or showcase a new model. Because from what I noticed, if you showcase a new model, uh, most of the time it also entails a rebrand. Um, I've seen a lot of VTubers that showcase new models, and what they're doing usually is they're also rebranding themselves in terms of their like their their theme, even their lore, their backstory as a VTuber, um, from their stream overlays to their panels to their emotes and whatnot. Uh, I've seen a lot of VTubers in their debuts, but most of the debuts that I've seen are from bigger VTubers that they're debuting because they're rebranding, and people are very excited about them. They try to hype it up a lot because it's basically rebranding. Showcasing new stuff. So I get the concept of debut in a very basic sense, in a general sense. I get it. Um, but I have seen, sadly, I have seen some content creators that are making fun of VTubers that haven't even gone doing a debut yet. I think from what I remember, some of them are already creating Twitch content or already streaming on Twitch. I think some of them have also been doing like YouTube content. But I've seen some certain content creators that are making fun of other VTubers because they haven't debuted yet. They haven't done a debut stream yet. Now, I was like, okay, wow, that includes me. It actually includes me. Wow. So I was like, wait, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this wrong? Am I not, you know, what you call it? Am I not doing it properly? All because I didn't decide to do a debut stream. Because I think a debut stream is for someone that wanted to like introduce something new to their already existing content. And I think the debut streams are a concept that is very unique to VTubers. Um, so I was like, wait, I'm not doing a debut stream, nor that I wanted to do a debut stream, at least in the meantime. So am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this bad? Because I'm seeing these tweets from other VTubers that are like making fun of smaller VTubers, actually smaller than their size, uh, because they haven't got a debut yet. And you see, the whole context of those series of tweets is I think they're making fun of someone, or they're mocking someone about their takes. I'm not gonna go into detail about what that take is, because it's kind of not Twitch friendly. Which is, again, this is the reason why I think Twitter is wild, as I mentioned in the last stream. But anyway, the tweet is, let's just say, raunchy in terms of like the topic, and I have seen the comment section, and a lot of these other content creators are making fun of these VTubers that haven't even gone doing a debut yet. And I was like alarmed because I haven't got into doing a debut yet. Because one, I don't think it's necessary, for me at least, and the content that I do. And second, I don't have the money nor the time that I can spend to do a debut stream, at least in the meantime. At least. And third, I don't even know why do I like debut something. I don't have anything to show off or showcase something new because I'm new. You know. And fourth, I don't get the concept of a debut. Because I can just stream just fine without a debut. I don't know why people are so hang up on doing a debut to the point that they're like putting in the pre-debut tag on their name if they're a VTuber, pre-debut or debuting, blah 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 or whatnot. Working on debut, I don't know. I've seen so many of them, but anyway, I was like kind of alarmed because I haven't done anything yet. So I went ahead and asked Twitter. I went to ask a lot of VTubers. Luckily, a lot of VTubers responded, and I actually really do appreciate those who responded. I thank you from the bottom of my heart because you're able to like give me a lot of confidence. Um, because honestly, I had a lot of doubts during that time. I really doubted myself. Um, because I was so afraid that I might be doing things wrong, or I might be devaluing myself as a VTuber by not doing a debut at all. I'm not doing, the tradition or the proper way of VTubing because I haven't done a debut stream at all. I thought that it was a requirement, even. So I asked a lot. I asked VTubers if devaluing is it devaluing is the value of a VTuber lower if they do not or do not decide to do a debut? Would that devalue them as a VTuber? Would that shrink their worth as a VTuber, or is it really required to have a debut? Because I've seen some other content creators make fun of those who haven't done it yet. Um, and I do appreciate a lot of you actually responded. A lot of VTubers responded, which is something that I find very nice and very comforting that a lot of VTubers are also helping each other, uh, supporting each other in terms of like giving out confidence and helping out by even simply giving advice and whatnot. Honestly, it made me a little bit more confident because I was losing confidence during that time. Honestly, so I really appreciate all of your replies on that tweet. And but yeah, I just find it I just found it super weird and super alarming actually. What happened earlier. Um, and again, I'm not gonna go into detail about those tweets. Those are something that I wanted to forget. And again, uh, I also kind of what you call it. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Um, what am I about to say? I'm sorry. It's the tip of my tongue. I was kind of alarmed. I was kind of alarmed that there are certain content creators that can, uh, to put it simply and to put it lightly, um, tell ill will or, you know, give ill will to other content creators or other people in general. I think it's quite alarming. Um, I've seen from the time that I know it, the time that I am as a VTuber for a couple of weeks now. I have seen so much. I have seen some content creators that are quite have questionable questionable comments about other people in terms of like how they express themselves and express their opinions. And I was like, you see, I'm not the perfect person. I'm not the perfect person. I do have my episodes of like my emotions getting getting the best of me. You know, my emotions running a little bit more rampant than the usual. I do get my those times that I get a little bit more angry than the usual, or a little bit more sad, or a little bit more happy. We have those times, especially anger. Um, and I have seen some tweets, and I mean mean tweets. I'm not gonna go into detail on those, but I have seen some tweets wherein someone, because they just disagree with this one thing, uh, someone is willing to, get someone hurt. Is what I can say. Get someone hurt, uh, because they just don't agree with the opinion of someone else. And I get it. I get it. It's now basically the norm in terms of social media. I get it. I definitely get it. As a matter, I've used social media for so long, and I've seen so much things on social media for so long that that it kind of desensitized me as already from, you know people providing their air quote opinions to each other in a air quote eloquent way, so to speak. But I've seen some tweets that are not nice to each other, to the point that they wanted to actually have someone get hurt because they just don't agree on opinions that they have on some things, whether it's positive or negative, whether they're right or wrong. And the sad thing about it is these same people that are showing comments are the same people that are, let's just say, I don't know how to put it without specifically pointing at specific people, but let's just say that whatever they're doing, that whatever they're saying is not something that they're acting. Whatever the things that they're usually posting is not something that they're acting or behaving. Um, I actually did a post. I did actually did a Twitter post earlier before I streamed about that. And it's just so sad that there are people that I noticed that maybe it's just me being the first time on Twitter. Maybe it's just the Twitter version me speaking uh, about it. But I'm kind of appalled that there are some people that just straight up would like someone get hurt or be hurt because they just don't agree on something that they believe in. And I think that is basically the usual in social media, but I'm still get sad about it, especially in this type of community, the VTuber community. Which is, I thought that are quite supportive to each other. Um, but I've seen some people that are not nice, especially within the VTuber community, which is, I thought, that are very supportive, very, you know, helping with each other. But maybe it's just me, and just me seeing some bad apples in the pile. And the funny thing about it is, we as humans are designed to see flaws. We are hardwired to see flaws, so whenever there's like a bad apple in the bunch, that bad apple will show. Will definitely show on that pile. That is the thing that we gravitate on, is the bad apple out of the pile of apples, or the basket of apples, whatever. And maybe that's the case with my observation, that I'm just noticing some bad apples. But I am still sad that there are people even within the VTuber community that are just mean, that are just straight up mean. And what's ironic about it is they are not portraying the thing. They are not behaving the thing that they are portraying, or whatever they're portraying as. They are not behaving. So that's why I posted that tweet as well. a couple of hours before I stream, uh, which is if you personify is if you personify yourself as a hero of justice, behave like one, not just portray as one. I think it is very important for me at least, and I guess I I mean I might be wrong, but just for me at least, just be nice to each other. I know that there might be some like, disagreements. There are things that we might not agree on, but that doesn't mean it's enough reason for you to like wish someone to get hurt or wish that you could hurt someone because of that, because of just something that you just seen on Twitter that you don't agree. You know, you can provide your comment. You can always provide your comment in a more eloquent manner, in a more civilized manner, that is, in a more nice manner. Even if it's not civilized, in a more nice manner. Uh, that where you can, put your opinion across and be still nice about it. Just provide your opinions. If you disagree with someone, you can just provide your statement, your why you disagree with the thing, and that's it. You don't have to wish someone else to be hurt or hurt them just because you don't agree with them, you know? Even if you say that you are like the most outspoken, even if you say that you are a very outspoken individual that puts your heart onto your sleeve, even if you say that, that is not an excuse to be not to wish harm to another person just because you don't agree with them. No, and I I know that this might be falling on deaf ears. I know that this might I'm just ranting to the void or whatnot, and if there are people that are listening to me right now, I do appreciate it. I highly appreciate it because even I don't think that I'm right. But from the thing that I noticed so far, from this very short time so far that I am doing this a little bit more seriously, uh, I realized that that people need to motivate, need to lift up, need to help, need to push someone to be better than what they are yesterday. If you are portraying, okay, if you are a VTuber and you're portraying yourself as somewhat of a hero or somewhat of a good person, behave like it. You know, don't pretend that you are someone just because you are a VTuber and you have to portray a character, pretend to be a character, and that's it. Be that character, even as a person. Because if you are a mean person and you're just a mean person in general, it will show. I'm listening. That your message is all actually great. I'm just too much of a C word to deal with it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have met and I have been friends even with people that are royal assholes. Like bastards of the bastards that they say what they think they say without any filters, without any reservations. I have been friends with those people, and I've been friends with them even now because I like them. I like them as people. I like them as people in general. I like to be with them. I like to hang up with them. I like to be friends with them. Even though I know that, and I've seen with my two eyes that they are very, very opinionated people. I don't mind What I mind though is if you are portraying as someone that should be, behave like them, behave like it. So let's say if you're someone that is pretending to be or portraying to be, the hero of justice and whatnot, be one. Not because you're just a VTuber, you to get to pretend to be someone. Behave like one. If you wanted to behave like an asshole as a VTuber, then behave like an asshole. There's no problem with that. If you wanted to portray as a VTuber character that is an asshole, be an asshole. But again, what I'm trying to say is this is not an excuse to wish harm to someone or do harm to someone. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what the reasons, no matter how right or wrong your opinions are, no matter how factual or fictional your takes are, no matter how hot, no matter how shit, no matter how based your takes are, it is not a reason to wish ill will to another person or to wish harm or to do harm to another person. Especially if you are portraying a character as a VTuber that is someone that is not someone that will do that at all. Even if you are the most opinionated person in the face of the earth, if you are portraying someone and you're behaving like someone else, might as well stop doing that and change your whole, packaging into that particular someone or that particular character. If you are behaving like an asshole, might as well change your branding to be a VTuber that is an asshole. Because at least you'll be on brand doing that. But again, it is not an excuse or a reason and anything at all to actually do harm or wish harm to someone else, no matter what they say, no matter what opinion that they have, no matter what take that they have, no matter what worldview or point of view that they have. It is not a reason to wish harm to another. As a matter of fact, what should you be doing is to help, is to motivate, is to pull up, is to push someone to be the best that they can be, or to be at least better than yesterday, at least a better version of them than yesterday. Because believe me, we need people like those. In this time where the world that we are right now, this is what we need. These are people that we need. People that can help other people be better, a better version of themselves, a better version of themselves that what they are before. And that is something that I believe myself haven't reached yet. Even personally, myself, I am still trying to learn to do that. So I cannot say that me is like the pinnacle or the model of that, because believe me, I do get angry sometimes. I do get a little bit rowdy sometimes, and I'm trying to be a better person than I am, what I am yesterday, and I'm trying each day to at least help people to be a better version of themselves than what they are yesterday, the best that I can. Because believe me, we need a lot of people like that in the world right now, especially right now. Yeah, hence why when I do VTubing, I'ma be the villain type. Yeah, you can be whatever you want. That's the magic of VTubing actually. You can pretend. You can basically pretend whatever you want. If you want it to be a villain type VTuber, then go. I have seen a lot of villain VTubers actually. They're really good. They're really good in portraying themselves as villains. what I don't get is people that are portraying this as this someone or this type of character, then behaving the total opposite the next uh the next uh the next minute or the next hour, which is I've seen. So I've seen, and again, I just don't wanted it to. I wish with all of my heart that this is like an isolated case. The thing that I've seen hours earlier. I just wish with all of my heart and soul. I do believe. I still believe in all my heart that this is an isolated thing with an isolated content creator or content creators uh, that is not usual on this particular community. But uh, you know what? You know, okay, I'm gonna share it. I guess I'm gonna share it. I'll just a little provide a little bit more context on how bonkers this is. I have seen a comment from a content creator wherein they said that they would rather learn other languages than English because they wanted to talk with other people from other languages and other countries. They would rather talk with people from other countries with other languages than English speakers or English or content creators or VTubers in general that are speaking English because of how I guess revolted they are or disgusted they are with the behavior that they're seeing. They would rather speak or they would rather learn a different language than to speak English because they hated communicating or I guess interacting with VTubers that are speaking English. Which is again me. I am also alarmed because I speak English. I was also alarmed during that time because wait, I speak English. So wait, uh, is he talking? Are they talking about me? Are they talking about me as well? Because I speak English too. See, the implication of this is so devastating because there will be people like me that I'm not. I'm again. I don't know. It might be an isolated case for me only, but there might be also people like me that would doubt themselves and think that am I doing this wrong? On VTubing, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this improperly? Am I am I am I screwing my own ass because I'm doing this wrong or because people don't like this? Because I'm seeing people that don't like this or don't like that? Or people that tells that you should do this, you should do that because you're not the real this but if you don't do that. You're not a real VTuber if you don't do a debut, you know? If you speak English, you're basically a shitty VTuber because, you know, the English VTuber community is such shit that you are shit too. Even if you didn't do anything at all that would make them mad. It's just so alarming. It's so alarming for me at least. So that's why I'm just concerned. I'm concerned of those comments that I saw earlier, and that's why I wanted to address this as someone that is just observing that if you are portraying as a VTuber, if you are portraying as someone, behave like that. Otherwise, change your your packaging or your branding as a VTuber and you know get it in line with how you actually behave. So if you behave as a villain, if you behave as an asshole uh online or whatever, even offline, even in real life, if you portray or if you behave like an asshole, might as well change your VTuber avatar or how your VTuber looks or how your VTuber persona behaves as well. Get in line because it's so sad that you're portraying someone like this and then you're behaving someone different. Especially the fact that you're being mean to others. So I just again I just really wish that this is like an isolated case, but I also wish that even uh even if I decide to do this in the longer term, I wish I'm not really sure if this would come true. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But I just wish to be in a community where people are helping each other. People are lifting each other up. People are supporting each other. Uh, Not to the point of circle jerking and such. You know, the circle jerk. A circle jerk is different from a community that just help each other. A circle jerk is like a different. But I wanted to be in a community wherein people help each other, and so far, luckily, and I really appreciate this. I have seen a lot of YouTubers as well that are very helpful and uh, very nice, and very sweet and very and gives very great advice and very good advice in terms of like how they feel about things that VTubers should do or should not do, or advice on smaller VTubers like me that are just starting uh, in terms of how they do things. I really appreciate those people that gave me confidence earlier when I was doubting the things that I've seen, because I wanted to make sure that if I'm doing this right and I'm putting additional time and effort on this, I wanted to do this right with the thing that I have, with the ability that I already have. I wanted to make this as correct as possible. Uh, and I don't want to, I don't. I'm basically diving right in, but I don't want to be totally clueless on what I'm doing. I wanted to have like somehow even an inkling of understanding of how things work, especially with being a VTuber, being a content creator in general, and whatnot. So I am very happy that there are still people that are willing to help and willing to be supportive with newer content creators like me and newer VTubers like me, uh, in terms of assuring that yeah, you're doing fine, you're doing okay, just do whatever that you're comfortable doing, uh, and whatnot. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you that are mean, don't be mean. Stop being mean anymore, okay? Be a hero to others. Is basically what I'm trying to say. If you're doing it for the numbers, or if you're doing it for clout, that's perfectly fine. You do whatever you want. I won't question it. Uh, what I'm trying to say is, in general, as a person, as or whatever you are, if you are portraying as a person, if you are portraying as someone else, uh, just be nice. Just be nice. You can say your opinions, whatever you want, whatever opinion that is, whether it's right or wrong. But just be nice, as you can. Just be as nice as you can. Be excellent to each other, as Ted and Bill would say in their movie. Be excellent to each other. So okay, it's been 2 hours. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of break. Just short PP break, and also I need to hydrate. I'll be right back, and gonna we're gonna talk about everything else. I'm we may talk about a little bit more about the my experiences as a VTuber in general, or maybe something else maybe, once I come back. But just don't go away. I'll be right back, really, really quick. Okay, all right, stay there. just got some water. Just got some peep. What the hell? Why is my chat? Why is my chat on? Come on. Sorry about that. There's supposed to be like, excuse me. There's supposed to be like a chat here. I can't move my hand, so supposed to be a chat here, but every time that I actually switch scenes, actually seems to disappear. Maybe because it refreshes every time. Let me actually take a look at that. Just give me one moment. Just a little bit of a. Oh, okay. Refresh browser. Okay. So it refreshes every time I switch the scene. But yeah, the chat should stay whenever I actually switch scenes. But anyway, whatever. So I got my peep and I got my drinks. As a matter of fact, what I'm drinking now is, and don't worry, I'm not sponsored. This is not a hashtag ad. I'm actually drinking Gamer Subs. I'm not sponsored with them. Just telling you what I'm drinking right now. Because you see, Gamer Subs recently sent me a sample. 3 packs, 3 small packs per sample. And so far, I've been enjoying it. Not sponsored by them, by the way. This is not a hashtag ad. Not sponsored. I repeat, not sponsored by them. But I'm drinking Gamer Subs right now. And I got like the Guyabano flavor, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Still good. A bit weird, but good. And actually, this is my first time that I. This is actually the first time that I drink any supplement. I'm new to this concept of like supplements, gamer supplements, like what you call it, like G Fuel and this Gamer Subs. I'm kind of new to this, and from what I understand, they're like energy supplements that replaces like caffeine and whatnot. Although this, I'm not really sure if it has caffeine or not. Just drinking it anyway. But and so far they do the work. Although I'm sticking to my coffee, I'm still a coffee lover through and through, and I won't leave coffee at any time until the day I die, probably. But I have been drinking this energy thingy, Gamer Subs, and so far they're effective, but they won't replace coffee for me. Coffee's life. Okay. What else can we talk about? Actually, that else that we can talk about is, I also posted this already, but so far I have been rekindling, per se. I have been rekindling my obsession with the Brave Robot series. Just to give you a premise, I am a mecha fan. I love mecha anime, that is. Whether it's Gundam, whether it's real robot, super robot shows, real robot shows, whether it's old or new. I love mecha anime in general, and that's actually one of the inspirations for my VTuber branding, which is something that I'm working on. Because as you know already, this whatever you're seeing right now is just my temporary armor. I actually do have an armor that is designed by myself. And one of the heavy inspirations is actually the Brave series, which is basically it's a series of different franchises, or I'm sorry, a franchise of different series anime series that are focused on certain types of robots or certain types of like mecha uh, that were popular around the 80s towards the 90s. Uh, and what I actually um have been not not really binging, but rekindling my obsession with them to the point that um I am willing to sell my soul, my own conscience and sanity, whatever it takes. I am willing to do that just to get a new Brave Robot series because it has been 30 years since anyone, well, not really 30 years, but it's been quite a while since anyone had made a new Brave series, and I want my Brave series, damn it. So, just to give you a few examples, just give me one moment. Let me pull up some things here. Okay. I'm gonna pull up a playlist here to give you some introduction about the Brave series and why, for some reason, I am starting to starting to restart my obsession with them. Just give me one moment. Let me make sure everything's all right. Let's see here. Move myself to the side. Here. After this. See if this works. It does work. Let's see. I can pull this up. Looks weird. It's very square. This is what I've been obsessing about again lately. The Brave series. And uh why they call the Brave series is something that they're like a marketing trick, a marketing strategy. Um, but basically they have the same aesthetics all throughout, and that's the reason why they are on the same like franchise and whatnot. Because they almost all look like a lot with each other, I guess. But anyway, let's watch this. Let me turn off my music here. Put up my desktop audio, and I might be This might be. This might be getting a copyright, but whatever. I don't mind the monetization. Just wanted to show my latest obsession or a resurgence of my obsession. Let's see. Okay, these are like the transformations, I believe. 取材取材 It's Kaiser. Haven't really I haven't really watched this one in full. Okay, the ones that I watched in full in terms of the Brave series are is X well, not X Kaiser, Might Gain and Gao Gaigar, which we will see later. But this one is X Kaiser. Basically, the transformation sequence for X Kaiser, the main robot of the series. So here you go. You've seen the animations before. These are all hand drawn, mind you. These are hand drawn. Imagine that. Now you might think, okay, now you might think this is just basically Transformers, which, from what I know, technically they are. From what I know, technically they are. From what I understand, and I'm not really sure if I'm right, is apparently the Brave series are like rejected designs from the Transformers toy line, and they thought that they can like spin it to a series of its own. Uh, which is why we have now the Brave series. These, from what I know, are rejected designs from Transformers toy line. That should be in Transformers, but they were like that didn't make the cut. But someone thought that maybe they can like make it into its own series, whatever. So that's why they did it. So yeah. So that's Excalibur. And I think this is his upgraded form. King Excalibur. Now, okay. There's also one thing that you have to take note of this. The transformations that you see here, basically these are also like released as toys later on. And basically the show itself is obviously to market the toys. Um, but you also have to understand that the way that they're transforming, or like, yeah, the way that they're transforming is basically the same way that you can transform the toy itself. Um, so that's why I'm very fascinated when it comes to like mecha designs and how they design, you know, how the way that they transform. I think in itself, it's also like an art. Uh, because you also have to consider, besides the design of the mech itself, you also have to consider how that mech will be transformed into a different form, let's say a truck or a car or whatnot, or a different animal or whatnot, and how would you pull that off in while you're drawing it? Uh, and you would have to consider how it will actually work on an actual toy. Because again, as I mentioned, these robots are designed to sell toys, and those toys also actually transform the same way as you see them on the anime. So designing them is really hard, and that's why I'm very fascinated with these types of mecha shows, because of how these designers able to like um design these in general. How would they be able to come up with like ways to actually transform them? I like King X Kaiser's design. Let's go back to King X Kaiser. I like X Kaiser's design. Yeah, it's very, classic. When you think of a brave robot, you think of X Kaiser's design in general. Like the classic one, or the most classic. I think the most classic of them all in terms of like mecha design is X Kaiser. Because when you think of a brave robot, you think of like this general design. I think for those who are quite familiar with mecha anime and have like an inkling of an idea of what a brave robot is, if you think of a brave robot, you think of X Kaiser and his design. At least the classic version of it, because they do actually evolve over time. But this particular design is like the design that stuck up for quite a while with across so many series. Classic finisher with the sword. This is so classic in terms of like sword attacks. Actually, now to think of it, I might. I want to see like the. Just give me one moment. I actually want to see like a Super Robot Wars version of this. X Kaiser. Is X Kaiser did? Oh, he did show up, but it showed up. Uh, oh, he showed up on the 3D one. It just makes sense because I'm sorry, guys. I'm nerding out on this one. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are not familiar or weirded out or being out of place with whatever I'm doing right now. But I just wanted to share it. I know that you're weirded out, but for me as a mecha fan in general, this is not like this is the Brave series is basically like the series that is the top mecha series that I love is uh the mecha series. Now, I'm gonna jump off probably way beyond because this is actually the Brave that I really love the most, which is the King of Braves, Gao Gaigar. Well, particularly Genesig Gao Gaigar. Uh, so let's watch first. Just Gao Gaigar. Golden Hammer. Maybe it's Golden Hammer. Maybe we can watch Genesig. Okay. This is the series that I love, which is Gao Gaigar. This made me like fall in love totally with the Brave series. And I'm gonna nerd one day in one stream. If you pardon me, I'm gonna nerd the fuck out of this series, Gao Gaigar, because I have so much information, too much information about the series, because I have watched Gao Gaigar from start to finish, watched all the movies, even marathoned it at one time, all of the series and all of the movies. I even marathoned it. And let's say that I know things that are not even shown in the series, but like shown in the novels, in the manga, information that are not even shown in the anime, that I know. I have lots of, I know too much trivia, too much than normal trivia about the series, because that's how I love it. And this is that series that I just top one for me because of how badass and hype it is. Especially the movie, the final. Gao Geiger final is like one of the best, probably, anime movies that I've ever seen because of how hype it is.
プロテクトガオスパイラルガオブロークンガオストレートガオそしてガジェットガオよっしゃーファイナルフュージョン
If you're familiar with that voice is very familiar if you have played the Zelda games, because that is Link. Nobuyuki Hiyama, who also did the voice of Link in the Zelda series. That is why that shout is so familiar, because he does the shout all the time. If you hear that shout, that's Nobuyuki Hiyama himself, the Prince of Braves himself, shouting with his lungs to the point that I remember there is like this one point that he destroyed his own voice because of it. Because he was shouting so much. He basically shattered his own throat because of it. Those are not hair. Those are batteries. The mecha Gao Gaigar himself has hair, but those are not hairs. Those are batteries. They do.
それは最強の破壊神。それは勇気の究極なる姿。我々がたどり着いた大いなる遺産。その名は勇者王ジェネシック・ガオガイガー。
So badass, so badass. Genesis Gao Geiger is so badass. I really wanted the Plamo for this, man. There is a Plamo. Actually, there is a classic model for this particular mech, and I really, really love to have it. It's so badass. So yeah, and I'm sorry if I'm nerding out. Let's see here. Probably great mic game. This one I also like. I think this is the one that I kind of watched halfway. halfway through the series but not completed. Maybe I watch it one day.
ナイト解散仕方がないグレートマイトガンへ合体だ了解
And that's the same dude. That's also Nobuyuki Hiyama, who also voiced another Brave series protagonist. Great Might Games looks good too. He actually really looks good. And there's Perfect Might Gang. There is a perfect one. Perfect mode.
何者だ決して悪を許さない正義の早時間ファイ
Yeah, Mike Kane is actually good too. He actually looks good. I really like the design, like the more detailed design this time, because this is like came out like a little bit more later into the franchise, so it's kind of they have like more detailed designs now in terms of like the mech itself and how they animate it. So yeah. So what else? Now let me actually show you. Let me actually show you this. This is like for me the most hype moment in Brave Robot history, and well, just mecha history in general. Crusher. Just type Goldion Crusher. It's just that. Gonna watch. So just give me one moment. Again, this is like the most hype, like top of the line, most hype moment in Brave Robot series history, or maybe in mecha history. Well, I mean, there is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, but this is like the hype. Oh, they have it on Muse Asia. Wow. They have the final. Okay. I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I'm just gonna show the particular scene and how hyped it is. I'm gonna put it right here. And I didn't know they're actually showing it on Muse Asia. Okay. Oh god. What the hell? Wait. Filters. Why is it this? Change the properties? Capture, cursor, command area. Why is it this? Filters. It's so weird. Just give me one moment. Let me make sure. Why is it green? There's a lot of greens in this, so it's weird that. Give me one moment here. Yeah, I know. I'm just geeking out at this point. I just want to show why this is my favorite absolute hype moment in anime history. This is how I fell in love basically with the whole series in general. Uh Give me one moment here. You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna play it. Yeah, what's sad about it is this part is they are technically in a recreated universe that was created by that device that they just destroyed. So they had to go to that universe, the recreated universe, and destroy the device that created it. And by destroying it, they also destroyed the universe that created by that device. Uh, but the sad thing about it is they're now stuck in this. They're now stuck in whatever universe this is that is now starting to crumble. Which is the risk that they take because it's all about courage and whatnot. But I would highly I would highly recommend you to watch this movie if you're trying to get into like the Brave series and whatnot. You can actually start with here, or maybe you can start with the very first one. Uh, so you have an idea. You don't have to actually watch them in chronological order. They're not in chronological order. They're like their own series and their own universes or whatnot, but they have like the similar themes around them. That's why they are on the same franchise. But anyway, there's that. That is my current reoccurring obsession, which is the Brave series. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch most of them. Um, I'm gonna actually watch most of them probably in my free time. So anyway, I have been streaming for like 3 hours now. So great. I guess this has been a good stream. We actually have talked so much, especially earlier. I talked so much like high school, Twitter comments, being nice to each other, my views of the computer for the first time, um, some controversial takes here and there, and some not so, you know, not, I don't know. Again, my takes are shit. I cannot trust myself to provide like a very understandable take on things. I believe that I might be wrong in some aspects because I'm not perfect. But I was just able to speak my mind about the things that I noticed from the short time that I am VTubing. And I actually have a lot more, but it's almost time. It's almost time to go. I need to do something after this. So I'm just gonna have to end it here. But again, thank you so much for those who just dropped by. Static, thank you so much for keeping company in the chat, for being active in chat. Thank you so much. And well, for those of you who don't want to chat, that's perfectly fine. Just wanted to work, whatever. Okay, so I actually I just wanted to kind of announce something. I almost actually forgot this one, but I just learned this that I think probably tomorrow or today, Gundam Evolution, the new first-person Gundam game, where it's basically like Gundam Overwatch. I think it will be released on PC either today or tomorrow. And from what I understand, it is a free-to-play game. It is free to play. and I am actually thinking of playing it either this weekend or the next week. Since it is a it is a free game, so I can go ahead and play it right ahead. So I might play that probably on Monday, maybe on Friday, maybe next stream we can play it, or on Monday. Not really sure. Not really sure. But Fridays is supposed to be free talk Fridays. So we're just gonna talk about whatever, and maybe Friday we'll be able to play it, or maybe Monday next week. But I'm thinking about Monday next week. I'm thinking about doing that Filipino food tier list on Monday. So just keep a lookout on my Twitter. Just keep a lookout. Keep an eye on my Twitter account. I'll be posting their updates about the schedule and whatnot. What you're gonna do next week or the next stream and whatnot. I'm mostly active on Twitter, so go ahead and follow that. I'll be posting some updates there, whatever we're doing on the next stream. But I'm pretty sure if I can, I will be playing Gundam Evolution this Friday, the next week, if possible. Hopefully, I'll be able to like run it on stream and play it at least decently. And if you wanted to see a newbie like me being rolled by people and lose a lot, you can go ahead and watch. I don't mind. So hopefully we can play that on the next stream or maybe on Monday. Hopefully. So that's what we're gonna do. That is the plan. If not that, we're gonna do the Filipino food stream, Filipino food tier list stream. Definitely on Monday. If we can play on Friday, definitely on Monday we'll be able to do that. And I got a lot of things in store. I've got a lot of things that I planned out for streaming and posting on YouTube. And again, the YouTube channel will be launched by next week. Once I put some content in there, I'll be able to promote it more, and I'll be able to post a link finally on the stream details at the bottom. You'll be able to watch some of the content as soon as the content is already there, so you can like binge watch it or whatever. So anyway, again, thank you so much for those who watch, for those who listened, or just passing by, lurking, or even the ones who are chatting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follows, for the views, for the replies to the tweets and whatnot. Thank you so much for that. And again, this is your Armored VTuber, Ryu Shinden, signing off. And as always, brave on. Bye bye. This is the last minute. I'm about to say goodbye, but Sunset Cabin, thank you so much for following the channel. Thank you so much for that. I'm sorry, I will actually have to go now. I actually have to go now. I'm really sorry. I have things to do. You can go ahead and watch the VOD. I'll be publishing it later. Probably after an hour. I'm sorry, Sunset. I'm sorry. I was about to go. I have things to do. No. Well, you can go ahead and unfollow. I will not take it against you. I'm sorry. I'm about to go, but promise. On Friday,